Do these 5 things and your dog will trust you forever. You love your dog. You feed them, walk them, talk to them like family. But what if the way your dog experiences love is completely different from what most owners believe? And what if some tiny things you do every day are either building deep trust or quietly damaging it without you realizing? Because dogs don't trust the way humans do. They don't care about your words nearly as much as your patterns, your energy, your reactions. And once you understand this, the way your dog looks at you will never feel the same again. The first thing you need to know is this: dogs are constantly studying you. Not sometimes, constantly. Every movement, every tone change, every habit. Your dog knows when you're stressed before your family does. They know when you're angry, even if you smile. And most owners completely miss the one thing dogs crave more than treats, toys, or even affection: predictability. That's why the first thing you should do if you want your dog to trust you forever is become emotionally consistent. Because to a dog, unpredictable emotions feel dangerous. One day you laugh when they jump on the couch. The next day you yell. One day you call them excitedly. The next day you ignore them while scrolling your phone. To you, it feels small. To your dog, it feels confusing. And confusion slowly weakens trust. But here's what's fascinating. Dogs don't need perfection. They need clarity. The moment your dog understands your behavior patterns, their anxiety drops, their body softens, their eyes change. And there's another behavior that reveals whether your dog truly feels emotionally safe around you. Most people see it every day and completely misunderstand it. When your dog sighs and lays down near you, that's not just relaxation, it's emotional release. In animal behavior studies, dogs often exhale deeply when they feel secure enough to let their guard down. Your presence becomes their safe place. But what happens when dogs stop doing this? That's where things get serious. Because one of the earliest signs of emotional disconnect is distance, not aggression. Distance. Your dog stops laying near you, stops checking in, stops making soft eye contact, and most owners think their dog is just tired or getting older. Sometimes that's true, but sometimes your dog has emotionally withdrawn. And the scary part, it usually happens slowly enough that people don't notice until the bond already feels weaker. Which leads to the second thing you should do if you want your dog to trust you deeply. Start responding to their communication before they escalate it. Dogs almost never start with big signals. They whisper first. A glance, lip-licking, yawning, turning away, pausing at the door. Tiny behaviors that say, "I'm uncomfortable, I'm unsure, I need space." But humans often ignore those signals until the dog growls. And when dogs learn their small communication gets ignored, they stop trusting you to listen. That changes everything, because trust for dogs is built when they feel heard without needing to panic. Think about that. Your dog is speaking constantly, just not in words. And there's one mistake owners make that accidentally teaches dogs the exact opposite of trust: punishing fear. If your dog shakes during thunderstorms, hides behind you, or barks nervously at strangers, and your response is frustration, your dog learns something dangerous. Not that the world is safe, but that fear makes you unsafe too. That's why calm reassurance matters more than dominance. In fact, modern canine behavioral science has repeatedly shown that fear-based training increases stress hormones and damages long-term trust. But there's another layer to this most people never realize. Dogs don't only remember what you do. They remember how you make them feel, which means your emotional state becomes attached to their memory of experiences. That walk, that car ride, that moment at the vet. And this is where truly strong bonds are created. Not during perfect moments, during stressful ones. Because when your dog is scared and you stay calm, you become security itself. And once a dog sees you that way, the bond becomes incredibly deep. But there's something even more powerful than comfort. Attention. Real attention, not distracted petting while watching TV, not automatic routines, focused presence. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to eye contact and engagement. When you kneel down, say their name softly, and fully focus on them for even 30 seconds, their brain lights up. Oxytocin increases in both humans and dogs during genuine bonding interactions. The same hormone connected to love between parents and children. That's real. Your dog chemically bonds with you through presence, which explains something heartbreaking. Most owners eventually experience why some dogs seem emotionally distant even in loving homes, because love without attention can still feel lonely. And before we get to the most important thing you should do for your dog's trust, there's one behavior you need to stop underestimating. Walking, not the exercise, the experience. For humans, walks are routine. For dogs, walks are emotional exploration, freedom, information, confidence building, mental stimulation. And when every walk becomes rushed, pulled, corrected, or constantly controlled, your dog stops seeing walks as shared experiences. They start seeing them as pressure. But when you occasionally slow down, let them sniff, let them explore safely, something changes. Your dog starts checking in with you more, following you naturally. Trust grows because freedom and safety begin existing together, and that balance matters more than people realize. Now here's the part most dog owners never hear. Your dog does not trust you because you feed them. They trust you because of who you become during vulnerable moments. When they're scared, sick, anxious, excited, confused, that's when your behavior writes emotional memory into their brain. And there's one final thing that transforms trust more than almost anything else. Rituals. Tiny, repeated moments. The way you greet them every morning, the phrase you used before, walks the calm, touch before bedtime. Dogs anchor emotionally to repetition. Those little rituals become proof that life with you is stable and safe. That's why rescue dogs often heal through routine long before affection. Predictability creates emotional security, and emotional security creates trust. If this is changing the way you see your dog, hit like and subscribe, because understanding these small hidden behaviors can completely transform your relationship with them. Now think about your dog for a second, not as a pet, but as an animal trying every single day to understand your emotions, your intentions, and whether the world around them is safe. That's what makes trust so powerful. It's not automatic, it's earned quietly, moment by moment, reaction by reaction. And maybe the most beautiful part of all of this is that dogs keep giving humans second chances, even after confusion, even after mistakes, even after inconsistency. They keep trying to reconnect. That tail wag when you come home, that look across the room, that decision to sleep near you, those are not random habits. They're emotional choices. Your dog is constantly asking one silent question: are you someone I can feel safe with? And when the answer becomes yes, you become more than their owner. You become their home, because your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating.